Oh, that's so cool. All right. Hi. Today I'm going to talk to you about the integral ministry practice main elements. My name's Dennis Green. I'll be your host for this little presentation. There we go. All right. I haven't used this application for Zoom yet before, so it's kind of interesting. All right. So in less than 10 minutes today, we're going to talk about the integral ministry practices and three of its main components. So I also have thrown in at the very bottom of this presentation today, we're going to talk a little bit about church tithing and how to pay for the integral ministry practice team when it comes to implementing the program at your church. So why do we even look at the integral ministry practice? One of the things that we want to do with this is move from a minister-centric church to a mission-centric church. Why do we want to do this? We want to better deal with ministry team changes. You know, it could be that, excuse me, this team change is become of the minister that wants to leave, and or the board wants the minister to leave because I think they would be better served with a new minister. Now, this is traumatic. It can be especially traumatic and problematic for the church if it's a founding member, the founding minister, or a long-term minister. Maybe you want to have a church change. You want to go to a bigger church or a smaller church, or you just need a change. What about the changing attendance patterns? You know, your congregation is getting older, your children have grown out of the church, and you're looking to make some changes because of that. This whole process, this integrated ministry practice, will take between 3 and 5 years, and I would go on the long side, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. So there are three main elements, as we showed in the earlier slide. We'll just take them one at a time. So the first one is the evolutionary purpose, transforming lives and inspiring people to make a positive difference in our world. This I consider a threshold statement. We're not trying to replace your current mission and vision statement or core values. We're kind of putting this on top of it. As you come inside our church environment, this is our threshold. We are here to help transform lives, to make a positive difference in the world. As you're going through this, and the part of this that I kind of like is, so I needed to put a little package around what transforming lives is. And for me, that's waking up, growing up, cleaning up, and showing up. And we'll have a lot more of that in detail further on down the road. And then we're looking at making a positive difference while respecting others' values. I mean, I used to know before I did any of the transition work myself, I had a great idea of what making a positive impact would be. It was all based on what I had learned through my years of growing up in development. And that might not be what the people that you're trying to help needs. So we got to be respectful of their values. And this, through the evolutionary process and through the integral ministry practice, we will give you insights on how to do that. One of the ways, or one of the tools that we have, is the quantum living process. We kind of go through this with aware apathy exercises and worksheets that help you understand what message and beliefs you're carrying with you as your shadow self, and who you are truly here to be, your quantum qualities. We look at some of the triggering events, how you end up get triggered that bring up these false or shadow qualities or beliefs that you have. We develop your quantum qualities, and then we go into a 21-day process where we're using worksheets to help you identify and deal with the discomfort that these triggering events will bring up for you. At the end of this, I mean, I just couldn't believe at the end of this how much more compassionate I became for myself, and actually how grateful I became then for these triggering moments, because it gave me an opportunity to heal something that I didn't even know I needed healing at the time. We also ask you to please, I mean, during this 21-day process, so we got 3 weeks of learning, we got 3 weeks of doing. And then we're going to debrief you at the end of each 7-day worksheet of the 21 days process. And we ask you to please, even if you haven't done all the worksheets yourself, and if you're not being debriefed on your worksheet that day, please come with your worksheets and participate because it helps you understand better and it supports your fellow students going through the process. And at the end of this, why do we do all this? Part of it is so that not only for our betterment, but so that we can take and bring these skills into our quantum living process for groups and teams so that we can help transform the church overall using this. One of the great tools that we have available to us is a small group ministries program. Now, small groups are anywhere between 10 and 12 people. And once they start to bump up against that 12 people, and we always have a chair. People are always available to come and join this small group. But once we start bumping up against that 10, that 12, then it's time to split the group in two and create more small groups. And we do this with trained group leaders and a church coordinator. Now, the small group ministries, again, they're ministries. They're not just social functions. But some of the benefits are them as we build a community within your church, responsibilities on individuals for spiritual growth, caring for individuals, and this is the one that usually helps grow your churches. So it's just not a social activity. There's got to be a spiritual mission involved in that, and that training is provided to help get that going. Integration. All of these essential elements are critical for the integral ministry practice to be successful. Our church needs to grow, not just, so why don't we just do small groups? Well, why do you think your church needs to grow? Let's kind of dig into that a little bit. Don't have a lot of time here for this presentation, but do you need more money? Do you think you need a bigger facility? What is driving your need to grow your church? And so without the evolutionary purpose, do you really know why you want to grow? How are you helping transform lives and provide a positive difference in this world? Without the quantum living process, will you know your shadow self, your quality self, how to work better as a team to lead the church? We work with your innovators and early adopters to build excitement for a phased, integrated approach to integral ministry practice. Well, what will the integral ministry practice cost my church? Commitment to follow the program as presented. It requires a large time and energy commitment. And I'll tell you, as much as we'd love to do this for free, we really can't. So my team services are not free. We would like to be reimbursed for our travel and lodging expenses and a stipend as we go on site to help you. And we expect to be on site about twice a year. The assumption is you are already a tithing church, and our main compensation will come from tithing on any increase in church revenue. So let me show you an example of this just to save some time. Year 0 is before we start working down the integral ministry practice. Year 1 might not have an increase, might actually have a decrease in tithing. Year 2, we're starting to show an increase. 3, 4. I mean, at 4, we've doubled what your revenue used to be. And then at 5, we want to go ahead and split some of that revenue back off. So what we are trying to do is create, sorry about that. So if the revenue is doubled, then we're going to share in that. So what we're expecting, so we're not taking anything out of your operating budget. What we want is a part of your tithing revenues on any revenue that increases from your baseline. We're all passionate about the program. We would do it for free. We'd talk your ear off about it if we could, but it wouldn't be fair to our families and it wouldn't be fair to us because we've had to pay for the training and we do commit significant time into the program. So by using this tithing method and model, we're trying to keep the program affordable to you. If for some reason you don't complete the program, then we need another method to determine the fees. If you have any more questions or you want more information, please reach out and give me, I know this was quick. We didn't have a lot of time today. I just want to whet your appetite for what we can do for you. So. Thank you for your time today. And how do I stop the recording now? There.